Good morning, good morning, good morning again, folks. Welcome to today's final front load and another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the disclaimers. Folks, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center's so called Behavior Modification Program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center does not want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever sees through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use the headphones, all right? Number 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised, all right? Okay, now where we left off, we got a new comment, or as I like to say, here comes the stupid, all right? Comment 16. Commenters point out instances in the proposed rule in which the FDA misattributed or misstated information from certain sources regarding certain risks. Oh, for the love of God. So we are going to nitpick. We have no defense, so we're going to nitpick and mince words here. Okay? Yeah, I'm not surprised. But you, because you misstated and misattributed this information, therefore you should not be allowed to go forward with the ban. Ah, but let me update you, my little rabbit mouth Kool-Aid drinker. They have, before issuing the final rule, went back and corrected said information and then went ahead in order to propose this year the final rule. Okay? Which means they took your concerns, they went back, they corrected themselves before they put out the ban. Okay? You're not going to win an argument by mincing words, JRC. Okay? You're dealing with individuals who are more than willing to go back, correct ourselves if we've said something incorrect, and still try to stop the abuse, the torture, and the barbarity of their program. Okay? We're going to start going into the response because it's a very short comment here, but this shows you what levels they're willing to go to for the torture to continue to go on. And what blows my mind are the parents who are desperately insisting that their kid has to stay in this hellhole and continue to be abused. And no amount of facts, logic, reason, evidence, even surveillance video footage is ever going to convince them of anything different. This is why not everybody needs to be a parent. And for parents like this is why mandated reporting is a thing. Going back to that last video we just put out, right? But moving on, shall we? Before I go off on another rant. Let's begin. We're going to go over these two statements in this little paragraph and go ahead and close out. The FDA has reviewed the references and we acknowledge some misattributions and misstatements. We have revised our analysis as follows. What did I just say? As soon as it was pointed out to them, they went back and corrected it before putting forward the final ban. Right? Yeah. We have revised our analysis as follows. A. We stated that one risk is the intensification of an undesirable behavior known as self restraint. We attributed this information in part to reference 24. However, this reference does not provide support for the stated observation. So they're trying to say at this juncture, there's nothing explicitly saying that an undesirable behavior got worse because of the device. What says so is logic and reason. Okay? Speaking as an individual who had it was one hell of a childhood, and I am damn lucky to still be alive to talk to you all. Let's put it bluntly, shall we? Yeah. Our logic, and especially those of us who are survivors, can tell you in our experience that the abuse did result in some form of self injurious behavior, restraint, or other psychological issues that come out to haunt you later on in life. I got all the above. You know, the logic of our minds suggests that when one is being abused, there is a period in time when you start to agree with the abuse. And a self loathing and self hatred begins to take root. And when that happens, particularly if you're autistic or otherwise neurodivergent, it can and often does include either worsening of the behavior or multiple behaviors. As when it comes to autism, our traits get exacerbated, okay? Let's put it that way. Or it's going to end up in some version of, for what they call for disabled kids, self injurious behavior, what they call for everybody else, self harm. And I want to bring up this reference for a reason. Neurotypicals who engage in self harm are given infinitely more sympathy and patience than anybody with a disability who engages in the same act. I do believe this is a conversation that needs to start being had because we are sick and tired of the damn double standards. Okay? One person gets sympathy, empowerment, and assistance. The other one gets it called self injurious behavior. It gets put in a file folder and follows us around to every doctor's appointment until the day we fucking die. And every single new doctor we come across, we have to explain why we had the behavior. Okay? I know that's kind of not reflected in the paragraphs that we just read. I just wanted to make a large point. Okay. They were operating off of logic. The logic of our minds would suggest in a situation where a neurodivergent is being abused, if you are one of those individuals like myself, where that self hatred and self loathing grabbed a hold of you, it is very likely that that might result in some form of, we'll use their term, self-injurious behavior. Or if it's simply a case of they're having more behaviors and they're coming out more profound, no shit, Sherlock. Because in regards to when I get upset, period, period, it doesn't have to be me dealing with my own PTSD. Anything like that, literally anything in my routine goes awry. If I don't have an alternative routine to pivot to immediately, every single one of my autistic traits that are not my favorites come out to haunt my ass, all right? All right. That being said, although the logic of our mind suggests that that information is correct, the FDA is correct to correct themselves because nobody actually attributed the worsening of behaviors to the GED with, absolute 100% scientific proof. However, I don't doubt the statements because of my own life experience and my experience working with others like me in the field. All right. We're going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. Folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time this morning. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye bye, everyone.